YouTube? This is Steve from Avid Shows Fantasy Football, and we've got your Week 7 start and sit video for the tight end position. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys check out our other start and sit videos for your running back, wide receiver, quarterback, and of course, if you have any questions of lineups, trade questions, things like that, hit us up in the comments down below. If you haven't already, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit the like button and comment your favorite NFL team. We will be doing a drawing on Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern, which is going to be October 21st for an NFL jersey giveaway. So again, make sure you comment your favorite team, subscribe and like a video, whether it be this video or any of my other previous 2 weeks start and sit and waivers, and you'll be entered into that contest. And like I said, I will be announcing that and of course commenting and pinning the winner. So good luck to everyone who has not already, and of course, those who will be entering. Now, there are several teams on a bye this week, so you got to consider those factors, right? Cowboys, Titans, Panthers, Texans, Bengals, Jets. So a decent amount of teams. Now, as far as tight end goes, right, you're still going to have players like Laporta, Andrews, Kelsey. Like those players are still playing this week, which is, for anybody who has those players, always feel confident and really don't have to watch these type of videos. But for the rest of us who maybe are streaming a tight end every week or don't have that premier tight end, hopefully this video helps you guys out. Now, these obviously are obvious starts at tight end. I put Waller in this one just because I like his matchup a lot this week, so I've added him as an obvious start. Of course, Laporta is starting to be the obvious start, and then, of course, Hockenson, Kelsey, and Andrews. So these are your obvious starts. Now, my first recommended start as far as tight end is Cole Kmet versus the Raiders. Look, it's a tough matchup. Raiders are allowing 7 targets a game to the tight end. So again, there's opportunities. Kmet is second behind DJ Moore as far as the passing option, because realistically, Mooney hasn't done a lot. There's injuries backfield, right? You've got Foreman starting because Roshan is still missing out. Herbert's out. So there's not a lot for the quarterback to throw to. And of course, adding insult to injury, Fields isn't playing. So this does have some factors there. Cole Kmet, the reason why I recommend as a start is really just going to be volume, right? He's still a red zone threat. He's still going to get a lot of volume his way and should get very close to that 6 to 7 targets, which if you can get close to that, that will allow Kmet to have a decent, again, double-digit type of performance for him this week. Another tight end I like this week is David Njoku versus the Colts. I'm probably the only one who actually likes this matchup for Njoku. A lot of analysts are saying sit him. I get it. Colts are a pretty good defense, so I understand the logic behind it. But Colts, they allow 60 yards a game to the tight end. They're allowing 8 targets to the tight end. And I get the whole quarterback situation is a mess right now for the Cleveland Browns, right? PJ Walker might be in, Deshaun Watson's dealing with an injury. So I get the uncertainty, right? But I like this matchup for Njoku. The Colts do allow a pretty solid matchup for tight ends. And Njoku is coming back, or really coming off that injury, obviously that happened to him, and hopefully he's healing up really well. But this is definitely a game where he should get 5 to 6 targets. Again, getting double-digit performances, which what you're hoping for out of your tight end, because realistically it is such a really tough and weak position. Now, another tight end I like is Michael Mayer versus the Bears. Mayer is finally showing why he was really the top tight end coming into the league, right? You had Sam Laporta, Michael Mayer. Like those were the two coming into this league that everyone was hoping to get. He's finally starting to look like that. Like the offense actually is realizing, the coordinator's like, hey, I have a pretty good tight end, right? He's the replacement of Waller, but they have yet to use him properly. He's starting to see targets. And I like this matchup against the Bears. Bears are allowing 12.4 points a game, 8 targets a game. Like this is a great matchup for him to continue his success this week in showing why you should start to really consider grabbing him before your league mates do. Now, the tight ends I'm going to sit this week, the first one's going to be Dawson Knox versus the Patriots. The only reason I'm mentioning Dawson Knox, I've had several people reach out and ask about him, right? Kincaid had the concussion issue, so Knox was being put into a lot of lineups. Now, Kincaid is expected to be back this week. He's expected to have cleared the concussion protocol. So not only are you going to be sharing time, right, Kincaid and Knox, now you have a pretty tough Pats defense that you're playing against, right? They're only allowing 5 targets a game, only 7 points a game as far as total points. So this is a really tough matchup, and I wouldn't start Dalton Kincaid either. Both of them have a really tough matchup. I only mentioned Dawson Knox just because I've had several people ask about him. He is definitely sitting this week. Another tight end I'm sitting this week is going to be Kyle Pitts versus the Bucks. I'm excited, like everyone else, that Kyle Pitts has finally had 2 very successful weeks, right? They're finally using him. With that said, though, this is a really tough matchup. The Tampa Bay Bucks have a really good defense. They're only allowing 7.7 points a game to the tight end position, and they have yet to allow a touchdown to the tight end. Pitts, he's still, seeing the same or if not less targets than Jonnu Smith still. So Jonnu is definitely someone that you may put in there, right? He still has some value, but even Jonnu's got a tough matchup. Like, he's definitely another tight end I would consider benching. But just understand, if you're going to play Pitts, just temper your expectations. Like, there's a good chance he's going to flop because of this matchup. Now, the last tight end I'm going to sit this week is going to be Zach Ertz versus Seahawks. Ertz is definitely a tight end that you're starting because he was definitely getting plenty of targets his way, right? Like, that was what made Ertz great. He was a volume tight end that was getting a lot of targets. Now he plays a tough Seahawks defense that's actually really doing really, really well this season. And they're only allowing 4 targets a game. 5.5 points to the tight end. This is a really tough matchup, and they haven't yet allowed a touchdown as well, like the Bucks. Like, you've got Wagner, Brooks, you've even got Jamal Adams. Like, there's a lot of good defensive players that are going to be covering the tight end. They're going to really force Dobbs to really throw to Marquise Brown or Ertz. Ertz is definitely somebody I'm considering at this point sitting because I don't trust this matchup. Now, my sleeper of the week is going to be Cade Otton versus the Falcons. Now, the Falcons actually are pretty good against really the run, the pass, but they actually have done a lot as far as the tight end. Like, they're allowing 12.6 points a game. They're near the bottom in the league. They've allowed 3 touchdowns so far, which is, again, near the bottom in the league. So as far as a position, I like Cade Otton's matchup. Like, he hasn't seen a lot of targets. He's only seeing about 3 or 4 targets a game. So he's not getting a lot of volume his way. But with this matchup, the fact that the Falcons are allowing 7 targets a game, almost 12 points, almost 13 points a game, this is a really good matchup for him. And that's why I like him as a nice little sleeper, especially if you're desperate at the tight end position, because you've got to figure out who to fill in there, right? There's not like you're going to have a bunch of Kelseys. You've got to figure out who has that potential to put up a nice game, 12 to 15 points. And that's where I think Otton's going to succeed this week against the Falcons. So those are my start, sits, and sleepers for the tight end position. If you guys do have questions of your lineup, again, hit us up in the comments down below. Don't forget about the giveaway. Make sure you guys are subscribed, liking, and commenting your favorite NFL team, because I will be doing that drawing as well. So again, pay attention to that. If you guys have any other questions, whether it be waivers or you're maybe trying to figure out because due to injuries or trade questions, hit us up in the comments. Check out our other start and sit videos, and I'll check you guys out next time.